Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this series we're going to be talking about the DC superheroes, and I'm going to be comparing them to the 12 zodiac signs and pretty much picking which DC superhero best represents which zodiac sign. And in this episode we're going to be talking about the 10th sign, which is Capricorn. And the DC superhero that I chose to represent Capricorn is CYBORG, okay? CYBORG. Now, CYBORG to me is a perfect representation for Capricorn, and I want to start it all the way from the beginning, all the way from the bottom, because that's how Capricorn is. You start from the bottom to the top. It's all a strategy, all right? So let's start from his origins. When you look at CYBORG, CYBORG was very sheltered, okay? He was raised by his parents who were like these genius scientists, okay? And to a point where they're kind of experimenting with him. All right, so he was kind of like almost like a lab rat. Not really, okay? They did care for him, but they experimented with him with their technology. And that kept him very sheltered. Like he would just always be in the home. He didn't really have those street smarts, okay? Or just contact with reality up until the point when he actually goes out and doesn't have enough street smarts to the point that he almost gets hit by a car because he doesn't understand how to cross a street, and he gets saved by a street man, okay? But again, all this sheltering, okay, I bring that up to say that Capricorn, and me even being raised by a mother whose moon is in Capricorn, Capricorn is a very restrictive energy. It likes to restrict. It likes to keep you kind of isolated and conserve you. It likes to kind of, you know, restrict you and put boundaries on you. So sheltering, being isolated, kind of being stuck, that is very Capricorn, okay? Capricorn likes to hold you back first, okay? We're starting from the beginning, so we're going to hold you back. You're not going to be allowed to just run out there, okay? It's that discipline. So very Capricorn energy, and this theme of how his parents kind of sheltered him, okay, it's gonna show up, okay? But, you know, let's take it to that, you know, very sheltered, very Capricorn, that restrictive energy. And then on top of that, like I said, he went out one day, crossed the street, didn't understand how to, almost got hit, got saved by a street man, where he makes a friend with this street guy who saves him, and that's when he starts his street life. So he's now being rebellious, he's like into crimes. You know, his parents wanted him to be one way, okay, very strict, very conservative, very Capricorn. And now he's out there in the street life, going through all this hustle and bustle, okay? So yes, so then you got that Capricorn side, but the street life is still very Capricorn, because even though you can say, oh, it's rebellious, the street life is still hardcore, and it's still building him to become the superhero that he'll become later. Because here in the street life, he has to deal with fighting. He has to deal with opposition. He has to deal with people coming against him. He has to deal with all this physical combat. All of those things helps him build his character to become the superhero that he'll be in the future. And that's so Capricorn, because Capricorn is all about putting you through obstacles, okay, the obstacles, which was the street life, get into all those bangs and fighting and injuries and all that crazy stuff, going through all these obstacles, okay, what? To build character, because you have to, all right? It becomes almost like a street life when you're a superhero, because you gotta fight and you have to deal with combat. So again, you have this kind of conservative life, you know, where it's very Capricorn, and his parents want him to be smart, and they're super smart. They want him to be disciplined, which again, that is a good part of his life. That is structure, which is Capricorn, and that's going to help him, okay? Because he's going to have the side that I'm explaining now, which is very structured, knowledgeable, you know, the science, smart part of his parents, but then he's going to have the other side, which is still a discipline, the street side, being able to combat, being able to fight. So again, all this structure, all this discipline, all these obstacles, whether it's being restricted from his sheltering parents, or going through all these fighting and all this injuries and all these obstacles and all this craziness in the street life, all of that is obstacles and restriction in order to train and prepare you to become who you're going to become, which is so Capricorn. Capricorn rules career. It's all about training you and putting you through obstacles to become what you're going to become. But you have to go through the obstacles first, And Cyborg, he's so Capricorn because his life represents that. It's all kind of training in order to become the superhero that he's going to become. All right. And Capricorn's so much like that, you know, that street life, all the struggles and things that he was going through. Capricorn's going to put you through the struggles. It's going to make you trip. It's going to make you fall. It's going to put you through so much because it's trying to build your character. And isn't Cyborg a build, you know, just in the way he's structured? And that even leads me to even his days in high school. He became an athlete. He was doing lots of work in sports, and to me, even before he got his abilities of being strong, before he got his abilities of being strong, he became an athlete and he was training and doing all these sports. And again, that's very Capricorn. Capricorn deals with the physical body because it's an earth sign. Earth signs are really in touch with their physical body, and Capricorn deals with the struggle, okay? The obstacles, working your way to the top, getting bigger. So working out and getting stronger and building in sports, it's very Capricorn because it's disciplining your physical body, which is very Capricorn, and it's what Cyborg was doing, okay? Again, preparing to become the superhero that he will become, okay? So again, it's all a discipline. Cyborg, to me, he represents that discipline, all right? And then when you look into his powers and his abilities, okay? Cyborg, again, like I said, the athlete, also super strong. Capricorn, if I were to choose any superhero, Capricorn would have to be represented by a superhero with a strong build, you know, a powerhouse, you know, kind of like the center of, you know, the center position in a basketball team, you know, like the Shaq. Like, you would have to be somewhat like that, someone who represents a strong archetype of a superhero, because Capricorn is that. Capricorn is all about building you. It's all about building your strength, okay? Building you up. So being strong, and that's so Capricorn. Working out, getting strong, that is Capricorn energy. That is how we build, because Capricorn's all about growth, and also that physical growth, because like I said, Capricorn's an earth sign. So Cyborg is such a perfect representation of that because his archetype of a superhero is defined by strength. Now, he might not be the strongest superhero, you know, he's not the top strongest, but again, he's still defined by strength. He's still a powerhouse. And even his build in general, okay? Cyborg is so much so about how he was reconstructed, okay? So we talked about, structure and how Capricorn's all about building. Well, look at Cyborg in his build. He's literally been built, okay? He was rebuilt after the whole accident, and how he had to, his dad fused him with robotics and his human form that was left, okay? That is a build. That is construction. Capricorn is, again, building and construction. So Cyborg, to me, just his physical body, okay, his embodiment is Capricorn, because you're being built. Okay, that's Capricorn. Capricorn's all about construction. When I think of construction, people building, working, that's Capricorn. It's all about building, working, and creating your project. Work, get to the top. This is Capricorn. It's structure, it's a build, and that is Cyborg. He's literally a build. He's literally a construction. All right, so yes, you know, Cyborg is so Capricorn. And another thing to talk about with Capricorn is Capricorn's a hard energy. Capricorn puts you to the test, okay? Just like Scorpio, we said with Batman, how Batman dealt with so much emotional trauma, having to witness his parents, you know, just die in front of him and get murdered in front of him. That is Scorpio. Scorpio's emotional trauma. It's gonna kill you emotionally, but Capricorn is physical trauma, because Capricorn's on the earth side. So a lot of Capricorn, it likes to give you a lot of physical trauma, like a lot of physical, tangible obstacles. Scorpio is more emotional and spiritual, you know, with Batman. But, you know, Capricorn's more about physical reality. It's an earth sign. So, you know, again, like all the stress that Cyborg had to go through with his physical body, being reconstructed, going through that crazy injury where it killed his mother, and then all of that, you know, his body going through all that physical stress, that is very Capricorn, okay? Because again, Capricorn deals with stress, and it's an earth sign, deals with the physical body. So there's a lot of stress put on the body, a lot of obstacles. Also, Capricorn can make you insecure, and it can really bring out your fears. Once Cyborg became, Cyborg, where he saw his body literally being half human, half robot, he didn't feel connected to society. A lot of people thought he was weird. A lot of people were scared of him. He felt like a loner. Capricorn is so much defined by the loner. Capricorn will have you alone, climbing the mountain to the top alone. And this is because you got to build your character. You got to know how to have yourself, get yourself together. But, this loneliness and this, feeling isolated is so Capricorn. It's the lone wolf. So Cyborg, going through society and not being accepted anymore because he looks like a crazy robot. So Capricorn, and Capricorn deals with that depression because Capricorn is tough energy. I mean, it puts you through a lot. Okay, all these things happening to you it brings out your fears. Your self-confidence can go down. So Cyborg definitely had to deal with that. But yes, that is very Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn also rules career. Like I said, it rules your life purpose, your plan. So just like we said, everything is a map. Okay, what we saw with Cyborg. He started off having these really smart parents. Everything being constricted, going through the street hustle, going through the accident that totally tarnished his body, then being reconstructed. All of these obstacles are building you up to become who you are meant to be. And Cyborg was meant to be Cyborg, this crime-fighting superhero, and it could seem crazy because it's so much struggle, but it's all meant for a purpose, and that's Capricorn. It's a whole blueprint. It's a plan. It's all a purpose. It might look like a struggle, but it's meant to put you up in the future. And also another thing is Cyborg's huge blaster, okay? He has a huge blaster, and I feel like that's Capricorn because blasters are usually kind of cute, but his is like super duper huge. It's a huge cannon, and it's a huge blast, and that is Capricorn energy. Capricorn is big. So if he's going to have a blaster, he's going to have a huge blaster, like the biggest one you've ever seen, which is a huge attribute to Cyborg, his huge blaster, because it's like a huge cannon. And that's Capricorn energy. It's big, big energy. So, yes, that is Cyborg, okay? I feel like Cyborg is so Capricorn, okay? He represents that. And speaking about climbing from the bottom to the top, if this was a decade ago, I probably wouldn't have said Cyborg as Capricorn because he wasn't as popular. But seeing recent times, he's made such huge advancements in the DC universe on a commercial level. And again, that is Capricorn, starting from the bottom to the top. So much so that I couldn't not name Cyborg in 2022 when it comes to DC because he's so much more relevant now. And again, it's that climb to the top with Capricorn. So I hope you guys like that. That is Cyborg, okay? And if you agree or don't, please let me know in the comment section below, all right? Also, book a reading with me, okay? I do astro readings as well as tarot. And also check out my music as well. I have them on Apple Music and here on YouTube. Okay, and Spotify. I will have all the links in the description box below, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.
Be the light, you must feel the burn, given the power to move a tide. Let's move a tide, let's shake the sea. Imagine that, how hard it'd be to go against